welcome to my channel with me, Emily D, and I'm so happy you're here. So today I'm in a collab with Glitzzy Gem, and we will each be using a Violet Voss Best Life palette, but she will have a different one than this one, so I'm excited to see the look that she's going to create. And I have done one eye off film. I did kind of experiment, and at first I didn't like the look that came out, but now it's like coming around and I'm starting to like the look of it. Okay, so this is a row of pressed glitters, and then here is the middle row of the shadows. So let's get into this. I'm gonna start with Paradise, and Paradise is this tan shade up here, and that is gonna go buffed right beneath my brow bone. So this is a very vampy kind of deep look, and I was inspired by Halloween coming around, so I kind of like it now. Okay, so Paradise is going to go right underneath my brow bone. So I'm going to get a smaller mirror because that palette is so big. It's going to take up a lot of the viewing. So that is just getting placed here. So let me tuck my hair back. And I wish I had put on some earrings, but I didn't even think about it. And now I'm already doing it. So, alright. So that is already all done being buffed out. And it is kind of like a tan shade. I can see it on my end, but I'm not sure if you all can tell it's there. Oh yeah, I can see it in the video. Okay, so give me 1 second. Alright, so I turned up the lights a little bit more and I feel like that's better. Okay, so Paradise is done being blended out. So let me put this brush out of the way. So this brush also was a iconic London brush, and it doesn't have any numbers, but it was very fluffy. Okay, so now I'm going to use this brush, and this one is a Coastal Scents brush. There's no numbers on it either, but it is domed and fluffy, but it does have a little more dense bristles to it. So now I'm going to go into the shade called Summertime, and Summertime is this kind of brownish shade down here. So that one is going to go right above my crease to try to give some dimension on the blending of the black shade. And I learned on the other eye I do not need a lot of that black shade because I made a whole mess with it and I had to wipe it off, and I just had a whole mess with it. It was a whole thing. Okay, so there is that beautiful shade, and it kind of does blend out to like a burgundy kind of purplish tint. So I was really amazed by that because it really does look brown in the pan, but blended out on the eye it looks very purpley to me. That's a beautiful color for fall, kind of burnt burgundy purple. Okay, so there is that blended out already, and I did just dip my brush in there one time. So these are very pigmented and they're very blendable as well. And I did receive this palette from Allegra Chetty, and I'm going to start doing that again. I'm going to start stating who I receive my palettes from whenever I use them, because I noticed I haven't been doing that lately. I just try to do the look really quick, but I'm going to try to take time and mention that from now on again because I do miss it. Okay, so now for the lid. For the lid, I got this kind of flat paddle brush, but it does have a lot of bristles on it. And this one is a Carity E28. So now I'm going to go into the shade called Peace. And Peace is a beautiful deep purple down here. So that shade is going to get placed all over my lid. This dense bristled brush. And I did prime my eyes with the Zoeva eye primer. I've showed that one before as well. I've been trying to finish it off, and I feel like I've been making some good progress on it. And I believe I received this little eye primer here from Jennifer Steps about a year ago, probably longer, but I've been enjoying it, so I'm not complaining about it. And it does dry down matte. If you give it long enough time, it does dry down. Okay, so there is that purple shade all over the lid. So now I'm gonna grab this little Revlon brush, and this one says Crease Shadow. So it is domed, very pointed, and I'm gonna go into the black shade called Holiday. Holiday is a very dense black, and you just need a tiny little dab and it will cover your whole eye. So I'm barely gonna tap my brush in there, just a tiny bit. And this is coming packed out here on the outer corner and swiping into the crease. And you see just even that tiny little dab, it like, wow. It is just a very intense black shadow. Okay, so this eye is kind of flared up, so I'm gonna pull this up as well. So they will be the same. This one kind of comes out. Okay, there we go. Now they look matching. Now they're twinsies. Okay, I'm just being silly. But yes, now they do look a lot more alike, and that is perfect. Okay, so there is the black purple smoky eye. So I am going to go back into this brush here, the Coastal Scents, and I'm just going to diffuse that black harshness right here and try to buff it out a little more. And this one did have that brown kind of purpley shade to it, but I am not adding more, and that one was called Summertime. I'm just buffing it out. Okay. There we go. That looks a lot better. Alright, so now I'm going to apply this AOA Tacky Base Glitter Eye Primer. And this does work just as good as the Alamar Tacky Base Primer. So I do like using this one, but today I'm going to use this one. So let's put a tiny bit on my finger. So I did just put a little dab. And this was from Glitzzy Gem. So I'm excited to be using it. So I just put about that much on my finger, just a tiny little dab. So that is going to get placed over the purple because it says it dries clear, and I know that Alamar primer is kind of like a nude base, so I think it would kind of take away the purple shade. So that is going to get tapped there, and as you can see, it is pretty clear already. So I do feel that a little wet still, so I'm going to give it a second, and I'm going to do my lower lash line. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to grab this paddle brush here. I'm always gravitating to this paddle brush, and I'm going to go into the shade called Peace. Peace was that deep purple again. That is just going to get buffed on my lower lash line, and I'm just staying focused on the middle and outward of it, because on the inner part I am going to apply a shimmer. Okay, so there is that already buffed out. Just going to redo this eye because I did do this one quite some time ago, and now that it's dried down a little better. So let's see, where's the brush I used? It's this tiny little pink brush, and this one is just round and domed and dense. So I'm going to go into this purple shade called Vacation, and this one is a purple shimmer right there. I'm trying to turn it into the light so y'all can see the shimmer in it, but it is this one in the top corner. Alright, so I'm just going to place that over the tacky primer where the other purple was already laid down, just to give it a nice pop. That is very pretty. So that's why I started liking the look after a while. It is a little bold, but it is very pretty. Black and purple do blend very nicely. Okay, so now that is already laid down. I'm going to grab this brush here, and this one is a Morphe by Madison Beer, but it is domed and fluffy. So I'm going to highlight my brow bone, and I'm going to go in with the shade called Love. And Love is this pretty little light pink shade right in the middle. So that is going to go right on my brow bone. So it is pretty vibrant, and I kind of did just stick the brush in there very hard. So I'm just going to kind of blend it down with my finger a little. Okay, there we go. That looks a little better. Alright. Now for my inner corner, I'm going to go into the shade called Getaway, and it is this deeper pink down right in the bottom, and that is going to be with a Coastal Scents. This one is a very tiny little brush. So that is for my inner corner and my lower lash line. So let's go ahead and apply that there. And I'm also going to apply some coming up on the top eyelid. And I am also going to drag this into my lower lash line here, where I had left it blank. I really do like how that gives the eye look, a little pop. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply some to this other eye because it kind of got faded down. Alright, there we go. Okay, so the last thing I applied here was this glitter, and this one is called Hugs. This glitter is this top one right there, and it does look kind of like a gray glitter, but applied it really did turn like a purple color. So I'm just tapping my finger in there because it's not as tacky as it once was before. It kind of seems like the glue dried down in there a bit, but it did stay put on my eye. So let's go ahead and tap that all over the lid. Maybe that tacky base primer had something to do with it. And I also went into the black with it all over the place. That's what I did on this eye. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and finish the eye look. I did do a wing with this AOA Studio. This one is called the Artista pen, and this one is in the shade brown. So I did create a wing there, so I will do that on this eye, and then I am going to apply these very fluffy lash right here. That is the one I have on over here already. So let me go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Alright, so I got the lashes on, and so this is the final look. For my mascara, I did apply this Tristic mascara, and yeah, it's Tristic and it's black, so that's what I've been using. And then on my lips, I have on this Liberty Cosmetics in the shade called Nutty. It is a deep brown lip liner. And then I went in with this Kylie Jenner liquid lipstick, a matte liquid lipstick, and over that I topped it off with this Free Spirit Disney Frozen 2 ColourPop gloss. So that is what is on the lips, and so this is the final look, and I really do like it. It's a little bold, but I really do like playing with glitter, so I hope you all enjoyed this look come together, and please see the look Glitzzy Gem created with her Best Life palette. So it is not the same one. I'm very excited to see what palette she uses. So thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.